Hello everybody, my name is Stefan and this is my self-built camper van, Ganapati, in which I travel, I work, and I also live full-time. And today I'm going to show you a tour. The van is a 2006 Ford E350 with a gasoline V8 engine. It has 77,000 miles on it. I bought it when it had 55,000 miles. It's been running pretty great. I just done like regular maintenance. The only thing is that she's a little thirsty, but that's pretty much it. And next we'll just show you the roof. The roof has 4 100-watt solar panels from Renogy, one max air fan, and one smaller fan in the front, which I really don't know the name of. And that's it. Okay, so now it's time to check out the inside. Follow me. So this is a short queen size bed which they actually sell on Amazon. It's an actual size made specifically for RVs. What it means, it's as wide as a queen size bed but not as long. So I think the length is 73 inches, which is why I was able to actually put it sideways this way so I can sleep sideways. If you're a little bit taller than like 5'8", you might want to consider putting your bed long ways. So as you can see, this van has windows. That's because it was a passenger van to begin with. I think it had like 12 seats. I obviously made it into a camper van. So I have made these canvas curtains, if you want to call them curtains, and then they have these snaps, marine snaps all around, so it's pretty easy to just kind of snap them in. And then I made these little latches, or whatever they are, and then it just comes down really quickly, and then you just kind of snap it and you're good to go. It doesn't block out the light, but I do have another styrofoam kind of insulation that goes in there, and then that definitely keeps temperature controlled the way I want it. So next we have drawers, and it doesn't seem like it has a lot of drawers, but I think it's like around 12 drawers in here. It might be less, might be a little bit more, but let's go through them. So I have this one here, which is kind of one of the pantries that I have, but it's just kind of like easy to reach when I'm in bed, or like I need to get some pistachios. Alright, so that's it, and then some spicy sauce as well, very easy to get to. Honey, some taco sauce. It's not sauce, it's some seasoning, taco seasoning. Pretty good stuff. I do love tacos. Okay, and then here I have kind of my coffee, tea place where I can just find whatever I need in the morning really quickly, and that's that here. Here the same thing. It's a little bit tougher to get out because of all the wiring, which looks very messy. I know it's not finished yet. We're not there yet. But this is basically right here. I have like a to-go little bag when I hike somewhere and then I can't really drive the van up there. I'll put some snacks in there. It's just a really cool mini cooler. You like that? Okay, and just a few more things, wires, some candles, just little easy reach kind of things that I need in there. I'll also sometimes throw in my tripods and stuff like that. Here we have another drawer for like clothes and stuff. And before I go to these drawers, I kind of want to show you my little closet here, which is kind of a hanging closet. And up here I have pants, here I have shirts. I think it fits around 15 shirts, and no sweaters. If I were to put sweaters in there, it might be a little bit less than 15 shirts. So now it's time for the kitchen, and just to kind of show you the rest of the van. So here, I showed you this drawer before, but here I have just pots and pans. Most of the stuff that I really use, it's only like another one pan and then another pot. They're both stainless steel, and the plates, I have 2 of each, and then 2 bowls. They're both wood, so they don't break. they don't rust and they don't make much noise. And then a few more to-go containers, and also my blender, which I haven't used yet, but I'm planning to use it. That's in there. It's kind of like a bullet blender or one of those things. And then here we kind of have, you know, a utility drawer, I want to say. I mean, there's like garbage bags in there. There's also extra butane for my gas stove, which I'll show you later. Um, you know, some just miscellaneous things like cleaning wipes and stuff like that. And then extra to-go bags and other things like that, which comes in really handy. So here we have a kitchen sink, which is a little bit deeper, and I think it's 7 inches deep or something like that, which has a 7-gallon water tank underneath. And then I have a foot pump right here, and that's how I get the water up there. And then this is my fridge here, and it fits perfectly between the front seats, and it's a 50-gallon or something, maybe it's 60. It's perfect for what I need. You know, it's whatever I put in there usually lasts me a week, sometimes 2 weeks, depends what I have in there, but it keeps everything pretty fresh. It could also be used as a freezer, but you can do both. It's either, it could be a fridge or a freezer, but it does freeze if I need to. It would be nice if you had like 2 compartments, because a freezer is pretty nice during the summer to have like some ice in there, maybe some ice cream. I don't miss it as much, but I would like to upgrade at some point to a fridge that has a freezer as well. Okay. I'm getting pushed back. So this is the second part of the kitchen. It's the reason I call it a second part, because it's on the barn doors, and it works inside as it works outside. That's what's nice about this van. I specifically looked for these doors rather than the sliding door because of that reason. That way you don't lose much of wall space. You can use these, and like I said, when you open them up, you also have an outside kitchen. First, we have the simpler kind of door. It's door number 1. So basically what I have here is one of these tables that just comes up that way. I forget what the name is for the little brackets. Put them in the description below. Being a passenger van also came with speakers, so I kept all the speakers. This is one of them, and it's really nice to turn on music and just have this playing when you're actually out camping. Now this is the little more complicated part. This is door number 2. All right. So first we have the paper towel holder here, which again works both ways. I don't have to go back and say that. And this comes down to the table, and it's really nice because when I put the stove on, it's kind of this perfect height to then put my cast iron skillet in there and be able to cook this way, like in a normal fashion, rather than just have it somewhere up here and cook this way. It's not really comfortable to do that. By the way, this is my gas one, propane, butane stove. When I'm outside, I use the propane. When I'm inside, I prefer the butane. It's just much easier to kind of pop in here. If you guys don't know, this is the butane. It's just a can, you pop it in there, it's pretty easy. The butane kind of has like a hose, and then you attach it that way. It's a little bit more work, and for doing it every day, if you're stealth camping, it's a little bit cumbersome. This drawer here usually gets changed with the drawer with the pots and pan when I'm camping, and then I switch them around when I'm in the city, because I use that part of the kitchen more than I use this part of the kitchen. The same thing with this. This doesn't come off, but this is kind of my bookshelf when I'm in the city, and then I'll switch them around with the spice rack up there when I'm camping. And the reason I switch them around is if I'm driving and I put the pots and pans in here and then the spice rack, This being a door, it doesn't rattle a lot, but it does rattle. So that way I avoid rattling just by switching them around when I'm camping or I'm in the city. Alright, the top drawers. So yes, I do have a cutting board. This is the only one I have. It's the right size that I like. It has these little ridges here that doesn't allow any fluids to drip. I don't eat meat, I'm a vegetarian, but just anything dripping in the van is not fun. So this comes out, and then we can see here I have cutlery, knives and forks, and then here I have another little spice rack with usually Japanese curry. I like that a lot. So as you can see, this is my outside kitchen when I camp. When I am in the city, obviously I don't open it up, but I can still use it inside, which is kind of nice. This is the back portion, or some people might call it the garage. I don't, because I don't have a tall van. This is just a regular height van, so it's not as tall underneath the bed, but let's check it out. These are the back windows that have the burlap bags as curtains. I thought they look cool and a little bit rustic, but I also do have those inserts, those styrofoam inserts that are good for privacy and also to keep the temperature the way I want it. Let's start with this side. Here I have my trusty beach towel or picnic towel. I use it everywhere. Then I have some tools. These are actually the tools that I use to actually build the van, and they're like Ryobi. That's all I know. It's pretty good. It's good for what I needed. Moving on, underneath here I have a table like that folds out, and it's very nice to kind of cook on it when I stay longer, like for 4 or 5 nights. I'll pull this out, leave it outside, and make like a really nice additional food preparation area. And you know, on top of that I have 2 camp chairs and also an awning that goes on that side or this side. I can put it anywhere really. I can put it on a tree. I forget the name of it, but I'll post it in the description below, because I know awnings are expensive and this was not, and it's actually pretty functional. Okay, by the way, this is how I actually keep the van all the time, so I didn't make it extra pretty for this video. But that way you kind of get to know how like functional or how I use it all the time. This is a second 7-gallon tank. I only fill it up when I go camping for longer days, like for a week or so. Otherwise the one in the car is fine. And the reason I don't fill it up is because I don't want extra weight for gas mileage and everything like that either, if I'm not gonna use it. Now in the back I have things like tools, and let me just take it out really quickly. So this is one of the toolboxes, which I have more tools in there. And then back there I have a first aid kit. I also have a starter jumper. That way if you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's no other cars, you can still jump up your car if you need to. And that's pretty much it. Alright, made myself a little bit of coffee. And now we're gonna talk about the electric, which is the most expensive, the first thing that you have to focus on when you actually build a camper van, and it's pretty important. As I mentioned earlier, on the roof I have 400 watts of solar. Those are like 100 watts panels each, so there's 4 of them from Renogy. That goes through a charge controller. It's a 50 amp charge controller, and it can also charge from the alternator when I'm driving. A 500 watt inverter, and a 100 amp lithium battle-born battery. I'm going to talk about all of them a little bit. The solars, obviously they're pretty simple. You just put them on top, they work really well. I am in Southern California now, so they work really well compared to other parts of the world. But if not, I do have the alternator option. It just does it automatically, which is really nice. There's no kill switch or anything like that. The charge controller just does it by itself. And the lithium battery I've never had problems with. It just keeps topped off all the time. Like I said, it's a pretty good storage for me for electricity. And the inverter is only 500 because you know, I wanted something smaller. The bigger ones are more expensive, and then they also draw more power themselves. So in the case of an inverter, bigger is not necessarily better if you don't really need that much regular house plugins, basically. The only thing I use with the inverter is my laptop, the camera batteries, and also I have a blender that I never really use, but it's there, you know, if I ever need it. It's a small one, those bullet blenders. It's the cheaper version of it, but I never use it, so I have that. And the rest is 12 volt. And the 12 volt stuff that gets powered is my biggest energy guzzler here. It's the fridge, which is not so bad. It's just the one thing that draws the most power. Also, I could charge the camera batteries via USB if I need to. A phone, a laptop, and the fans that I have here that I don't always run, but if I wanted to, they don't draw that much power. I usually only use the fans when I'm stealth camping in the city, because obviously I can't open the doors, but when I'm out somewhere camping, I'll just open the doors and let the breeze in. Running the fans would be just pointless when I do that. And these little string lights that really just take no power at all. You can't really actually tell if like when they're on, if they take any power, so they're really good. And that's pretty much it. This concludes the van tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, don't forget to like this video. Also, if you have any questions or you would want me to make a video about anything in here, like the electric or who knows what you saw in there that may interest you, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you next time, and I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos. Alright, I'll see you next time.